The morning started like any other. I woke up before the alarm, the way I always do. Habit, I guess. When you're a mother long enough, your body just remembers. I lay there for a bit, listening to the quiet house. Quiet. Not peaceful quiet, just empty. I got up, wrapped my old robe around me, and walked to the kitchen. The floor was cold under my feet. I filled the kettle, set it on the stove, and reached for my mug. The chipped one I always use. Just as I lifted the tea box, my phone buzzed on the counter. I almost ignored it. Most of my messages are reminders or spam. But then I saw the name. Danielle, my daughter-in-law. I wiped my hand on my robe and picked it up. One message. Just one. I opened it casually, then froze. Next time, please don't talk so much. My breath caught. I blinked at the screen, waiting for more text. Something softer. Anything. There was nothing. No hey, no explanation, no smiley face. Just those 7 words. I set the phone down on the table and sat slowly, like my knees couldn't hold me. The kettle behind me started whistling loudly, but I didn't get up. My eyes stung. I blinked fast because crying over one sentence felt ridiculous, and yet it hurt so much. I tried to replay everything from the night before. They had invited me over for dinner, something that didn't happen as often anymore. I baked an apple pie, Michael's favorite when he was little. When I arrived, Danielle was stirring something at the stove. She barely glanced up. "Hi," I said gently. "Hey," she said without turning. Michael gave me a quick kiss on the cheek. That still warms me every time. We sat, we ate. It wasn't a bad night, not at all, just quiet. At one point, the table went silent. So, like I've done my whole life, I filled it. I told a memory about Michael hiding cookies in his sock drawer. I laughed softly, remembering it. Michael smiled a little. Danielle didn't. She kept staring at her food, her jaw tight. I remember thinking, did I say something wrong? But I pushed it away. Until that message the next morning. I picked up my phone again. "Don't talk so much." I typed, "I'm sorry if..." Deleted it. I typed, "Did I do something wrong?" Deleted that too. Then, one that hurt even more. "I didn't mean to bother you." I deleted that the fastest. My hands were shaking. I didn't want to write something that made me agree my voice didn't belong. So for the first time in a long time, I said nothing. Michael called later that day. His name lit up my whole screen. My stomach tightened. I watched it ring. I almost picked up, but then I heard it again in my head. "Don't talk so much." So I let the call ring out. He called again, a third time. He texted, "Mom, Danielle said you seemed upset. Everything okay?" Upset. Not hurt, not disrespected, just upset, like a child sulking. I put the phone face down. I spent the rest of the day replaying everything. Every word I said, every laugh, every time I filled the silence. Was I annoying? Did I talk too much? Did I embarrass Michael? You'd think at my age the self-doubt would quiet down, but it doesn't, not for mothers. Especially not for mothers who feel the distance growing. A few days later, something strange happened. I was at the grocery store reaching for tomatoes. 2 young women were talking nearby. "My mother-in-law came over yesterday," one said. "She just talks and talks. I swear she never stops." The other laughed loudly. "Oh God, same. It's like silence is illegal to them." Their laughter echoed. I stood there with a tomato in my hand. I felt embarrassed, like they were talking about me. I put the tomato back and walked away without buying anything. On the drive home, I didn't turn on the radio. I didn't hum like I usually do. I just drove in silence, a heavy silence. And somewhere between the store and my street, I realized something painful. I had been trying so hard not to be lonely that I hadn't noticed I was letting people make me feel like I was too much. So I pulled back, not to punish anyone, just to breathe. I stopped texting first, stopped offering help every minute. If they invited me over, I went, but I let them lead the conversation. I answered questions, smiled, listened, but I didn't fill every silence anymore, and I didn't send follow-up thank you messages. I still thought them, but I didn't type them. It felt strange, lonely at times. I cried quietly some nights. Not dramatic crying, just slow tears that you wipe away before they fall on your pillow. But I also felt calmer. For the first time in years, I wasn't chasing closeness. I let things be. Michael noticed. "Mom, you've been distant," he said. "Is this still about that text?" I hesitated. "I'm just trying to give you space," I said softly. "I don't want to be in the way." "You're not in the way," he said too quickly, which usually means, "You might be." "I'm here if you need me," I added, "but I won't force myself in." I think he wanted me to fix it, to say, "It's fine," to smooth it all over. But I didn't. For once, I didn't rush to make things comfortable. Growth feels uncomfortable sometimes, even when you're 60 plus. Months passed, then Michael called, "Mom, Danielle's expecting again." My heart tugged. "A new baby." "I'm happy for you," I said, "truly." Things stayed polite but distant. Sometimes Danielle tried. Sometimes she didn't. Sometimes I told a tiny story, then stopped when I saw her eyes flicker. Sometimes she avoided eye contact. Sometimes she asked for my recipe for the casserole she used to love. It was messy, uneven, human. When the baby was born, everything changed. Michael called from the hospital, voice shaky. "It's a girl. Can you come? Please?" I hesitated only a second. Of course. The hospital room was warm and bright. Danielle looked exhausted, hair messy, eyes puffy, but softer, more vulnerable. Michael handed me the baby. My hands trembled. I hadn't held a newborn in years. When she grabbed my finger, my chest tightened. I almost cried, but I swallowed it down. We sat in that fragile silence for a while. Then Danielle cleared her throat. "Thank you for coming." I nodded. "Thank you for having me." She bit her lip, hesitating. "About that message," she said quietly. "I shouldn't have said it like that." My heart thumped. "I talk a lot," I said softly. "I know." She shook her head quickly. "No, that wasn't fair of me. I grew up in a quiet house. My mom barely talked. When people fill silence, it overwhelms me. And instead of saying that, I get sharp. I'm sorry." I stared at the baby to keep from crying. "I felt like I was too much," I whispered. "Like I should make myself smaller." Her eyes filled. "I'm sorry," she repeated. "You're not too much, and I'm glad Michael has you." I didn't say, "It's okay." It wasn't. But it was a start. A small, fragile start. Things didn't magically turn perfect. Some days were warm, some days were awkward. Some silences felt peaceful, others felt tense. Some visits were full of laughter, some were short and stiff. But I learned something. I don't have to talk to prove I belong. I don't have to fill silence to earn love. And when I do speak, when I tell my little stories, I do it because I want to, not because I feel I must. Now, when I feel like my voice isn't welcome, I don't shrink or apologize. I simply grow quiet, not the quiet of shame, the quiet of someone who finally understands her worth. And the people who really love me, they notice the difference.